How are we going, everyone? I'm in the veggie garden here. I'm doing the clean up. This is another one I've got to clean up in a minute, but not today. What I've been doing is, I prepared this side here once upon a time, and I've been letting my chickens run out loose, and they've been cleaning out the beds for me because we had a bit of lawn grub going on and other pests that hibernate in the soil, and they do a great job, but at the same token, they destroy your garden. So we're getting so close to spring planting that it's time to keep them out of the garden bed. Not so much out of the entire area, but out of specific beds. And they've taken a liking to this bed here. Look at it. All the straw, this is bean straw that I use. It's been pushed out into these little channels I got out here. They've been digging it over. I've been scratching it back into place. Destroyed my mustard plants, and they're not going to leave this garden alone if I don't do anything about it. Now, I thought, we've got the 3-in-1 flexi frames, we've got the builder frames, we've got bamboo, large bamboo, concrete mesh and things like that. And now with the wildlife bird netting that we have, I thought of covering this over, and you can see what I've been doing here already. This is what we call a 6-way cane connector. I haven't used these before. We've had them online for a while. They're really cheap, just a couple of bucks for a pack of 8, I think you get. Now, they're a little ball, rubber ball, and they've got all these little links or dowel holes that you can put your bamboo stick in. Now, the bamboo has to be a 8, 10 or 12 mil in diameter. This is about an 8, so it can be a little bit loose, but it does wedge in as you push it in because it's got these little flaps or grooves on it that takes a strong hold to the bamboo. But what I like about it as well is that one of the holes has a hole, it actually goes right through to the other side like this. There. So you can build any sort of contraption you like or shape you like. And what I'm doing here is a big cube. I'm using, I think these are about 1 meter or 1100 bamboo sticks. A little bit high for me, but look, you can use 900, 800, whatever size you like. But I'm building a complete frame around this, and I'm interlocking it with an extra brace in between. That's what I've done here. I fed the cane connector through the middle, and I'm just bracing it in between like that. I could actually do it this way as well. Put a cane here and one on the other side, and then just lock it in like that. So you've got a complete square frame on it. I don't need it at the moment. We'll just see the structural integrity once we finish it. And simply just push in your canes. No, this one belongs here. What am I doing? So put all your canes in your perimeters like that. And another thing about the cane that you're pushing into the ground, if you want it to be sturdy, you need to hammer it in, obviously. But also, you know how we talk about tying up your trees and putting it on an angle or placing it on an angle from the trees upright so that when you tie it up, it brings it in. With the cane situation here, you do it the opposite way. So, for example, I'll go over this side here. So I'm going to go about here, and I have to put the cane in there, right? So this side's going to go there, it's going to push against the other side, and that's going to go there. So rather than pushing it in like this, I'm going to go in on an angle like that. See how much further in I am? Okay, just like that. So we're going to push it in on an angle like that. Doesn't need any more than that. Put the cane on top. So we've got a bit of an angle going on. Wait, it's got to go that way too. So 2 angles like that, there we are. So the first one in here, look how much shorter we are. And the reason I do that is, so when it presses against it, it puts a bit of pressure on the cane so they don't fall apart. It doesn't become flimsy. It actually makes it a lot more sturdier. And now we do this one as well. Like that. See, that's a little bit far out. Well, let's just check the other one because that might be a bit short. Yes, it is. So this one's actually going to help to lock it all in. There we are. Now I need to take these off and put 2 more balls in between there, like that, to complete it. That's the last piece. I just got to push that one in the middle. There we are. Look at that, the big cube. I haven't used a dumpy level or anything like that, folks, so don't judge the height on it and all the levels. But you can actually brace it if you like. So you tie it from the top here to the bottom of the other corner. do a cross brace on it. That'll stop it from wobbling like that. But I reckon once we put the netting on top, that'll be fine as well. But before we do that, let's get the mulch back into the garden. What I'm using here is a 5x5 black wildlife bird netting. When you unpack it, folks, you need to stretch it out. So it's stretched in one direction but gathered in the other. So you may think that it's not actually 5x5. It'll seem like it's a 5x3. But once you stretch it, it'll hold its shape. And when you're installing bird netting, always keep it nice and tight. So we're going to tie this down to the base of these bamboo sticks. I just love the fact that it's off the ground. It's neat. It's away from the veggies. And again, don't install your netting if you've got vegetables or flowering plants or fruiting plants that are in flower. You need to let them finish flowering. Bees can't get under this netting. Nothing can get under this. Very little will get under this netting because it's only a 4.9mm opening. So in this case here, yeah, I've got some lettuce going to seed. That's okay. It's only a couple. It's not a tree. And I don't have a lot of plants in here. I just want the birds, and that's my chickens, to stop digging it over so I can actually, you know, let it rest and get it ready for springtime. It's all good and proper doing what they're doing, but not while they're damaging my garden. Look at that. I'm going to tie this down now, but honestly, folks, the 6-way cane connector is a great little product, a really easy unit to use with bamboo. It's so cheap, cost effective. It's great for veggie gardens like this. You can keep it even lower. You don't have to have it this high if you're doing lettuce and mustard and silver beet and onions and things like that. But for trees, look, I don't recommend it for trees. I go with a 3-in-1 flexi garden frame. Definitely for the veggie garden. Tie it down at the base. This is what we're going to do because the chickens can still get in. Gather the sides up properly, nice and neat like this. And you can peg it down. I haven't got the pegs with me, but we can peg it down, and this will actually stabilize the whole framework as well. So tying it down like this, gather that up, put it underneath, and do the same in every corner and along every 200 or 300mm. Peg it down, and that way you can guarantee yourself the birds won't get in and damage your garden, and you'll be able to enjoy a beautiful crop coming springtime. Well, all throughout the year, really. It's not just for spring. These are available on our website. 6-way cane connectors. Dirt cheap. Check it out along with everything else. We've got up to 70% off everything online. And if you're interested in the 3-in-1 flexi garden frame, that's that one there from last year, that monstrosity that I built over my tomato frame. We're going to show you how to build one of those over your trees as well as soon as the season comes, and that's just after the flowers have finished on our fruit trees. So check all this out on our website, vasilisgarden.com. Great specials for you to enjoy and your garden to thrive from. From me, Vasily, Maresi.